Therapeutic life coaching. What is therapeutic life coaching? Well, from my perspective, I trained as a life coach in 2010. Prior to that, and actually up until 2017, I was a registered general nurse and I worked in many different areas of nursing. But on my own personal journey, I loved anything to do with moving ourselves forward, despite where we've come from. So life coaching in itself really was honouring the past, and despite how we've got to where we've got to, how are we going to move forward? But I soon discovered as I started to work as a life coach that actually, even though we have a desire to change, certain things can happen in our change process where we can end up sabotaging and going back. And there's lots of different things we can do with that. You can do NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. There's different techniques and things that you can use in life coaching to help people to be able to embed a new neural pathway so that they can move forward, right? But it depends on where a person is at. It depends on what their journey has been to whether or not they might need some therapeutic help as well. So I suppose typically it's kind of been seen, and I am oversimplifying it. But again, life coaching is honouring the past, but how do we move forward? And maybe therapies and counselling could be, how have we arrived at where we've got to today? So we are looking back and we're wondering, how did we get here? And it's helping people to process that journey in some way. Again, very simplistic and oversimplistic way of describing it. But I found that actually, having then trained in different areas, and I was working as a nurse at the time, I went to London and I trained in EFT tapping, emotional freedom technique. And I trained in other areas with other therapeutic work. And I discovered that as I was working as a coach, that actually it was quite important to bring in some therapeutic techniques to help the client at different points. So we weren't going to spend too much time in the past, but we couldn't ignore it either, because that is what happened in the past is what has brought you to who you are in this moment. It's how you show up in the world. We've got that, haven't we? And things that happen to us today, that trigger things with us today, those things, the reason why they have such a strong, intense impact on us in the moment is not because of the thing in that moment often. It's because of the many times we felt that thing, that same feeling. We felt it in our life before. And it's in like the filing system of our minds, in our brains. It's like a big computer. So when you do something and you step into something, especially if it's something new, and you get that sense of, oh, and something manifests in your body, it's because that feeling reminds you of something else that happened, and something else, and something else, and something else. And one of the things that I love about EFT is that when you use EFT, it's a beautiful technique as well. It is unusual, but when you use it, not only does it clear from you and soothe from you that emotion and feeling from that current situation, it can often, and sometimes it can take a while, it can often clear and soothe for all the other things that have happened. Now again, I know I'm simplifying it, so we can go through some traumas in our lives, some things which take time. Yeah, you do need therapy, right? Maybe you do need counselling. So it's whether or not, it's where you are at in your life and how you yourself feel that you can respond to it is whether or not this is right for you. So for me, therapeutic life coaching is bringing them both together. It's still honouring the past, and despite how we got here, how we're going to move forward, but it's also, if when we're moving forward, something comes up and it's from the past, I have some techniques and skills where I can help the person and address those. Now, I don't, I don't go deep for weeks and weeks and weeks with somebody. If it's something that really is very deep rooted and and a person does need, it highlights that the person needs extra specialist support, then of course they need to do that. But sometimes, even if it's something really difficult that we've been through, sometimes you can be surprised at how ready you are to process it, let go of it, let it move through you, and you then move on. So sometimes it can be more simple than you think. And you don't know until you step into that moment and see. So if you give me a call, reach out to me, send me an email or a message, and let's book in and have a session and see how you feel it fits for you. Take care. Bye.